to make you productive or life hacks or anything like that. I don't know any of those. But I would like to speak about time in the way that a man by the name of Seneca spoke about it, saying that life is actually long enough if you live it well. So what are some of the things that might save you some time? One would be really understanding what is actually in your control and focusing on that. How many times have you spent complaining, talking about, worried about something that is absolutely not in your control whatsoever? All of us out in the crowd probably the same. But you do control how you behave. You do control what you do, your thoughts, your actions, the values that you want to espouse. We cannot choose the way an enemy will treat us, but we can choose the way we respond. We cannot choose the school we want to go to all the time, but we can do the best we can within the school that has been provided to us. We can't even choose our families, but we do the best we can with them no matter what, right? And I think that it's one of the most important things throughout your life is when you focus in on those things that are under your control, you find out how much time you actually have, how much time you waste. Now I know some of you are saying, well, Mr. Caldwell, what about gossip? You know gossip is entertaining, and we all love gossip. Yes, but we don't use it in the right way all the time. We don't always use it to improve ourselves. We're very willing to have other people change, but we don't want to change ourselves. We're very willing to talk about how someone else should improve, but we don't want to put in the work to improve ourselves. The world will get better as each individual gets better. Try to focus on that, and you'll have plenty of time, in some ways. The other I would say is give and ask for forgiveness. Saying I'm sorry is going to be a big part of life throughout. You will have to say it multiple times, I promise. And I think that one of the most important things about it is that often how much we waste by not saying sorry, by not apologizing. How many of us have ever done something we know to be wrong, and someone mentioned that we had done it wrong, and instead we got mad at the person who mentioned it to us? We get mad at the person who calls out a fault, instead of just apologizing. How many of us spend time thinking of all the reasons we have to be mad at the person who tells us that they're hurt by something we've done? Well, they shouldn't be. I think that one of the most important things about it is that often how much we waste by not saying sorry, by not apologizing. How many of us have ever done something we know to be wrong, and someone mentioned that we had done it wrong, and instead we got mad at the person who mentioned it to us? We get mad at the person who calls out a fault, instead of just apologizing. How many of us spend time thinking of all the reasons we have to be mad at the person who tells us that they're hurt by something we've done? Well, they shouldn't be. Well, they weren't always nice to me. How much time is wasted? When we could just say, I'm sorry, and have a conversation. It's hard. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it myself. Please do not think that at all. But I have found that when I have the strength to do it, when I have the strength to give an apology and do it readily, without wasting time, without making excuses, it saves time and it makes the time after more rewarding. Last, I would say gratitude. The Dalai Lama, who's a very scientific man, he's all into science and loves talking to scientists. He was once asked why he believes in miracles. And he said, well, I do believe in science, and the reason I believe in miracles is that if the cosmos is infinite, and if we've been around for billions of years, there's billions of years of history, then how many things had to go right for each one of us to be here today? Every little life is a miracle. Your life is a miracle. It's a miracle that you're here. Be grateful for your little miracle. Live it. Enjoy it. Don't spend your time in Yambu thinking about all the places you would rather be besides Yambu. What a waste of time. People who do that, they're thinking about a future they're not promised, about a life that they were not promised, instead of living the miracle that they were given. and enjoying it to the best of their ability. Wherever you are, you have the ability to live a good life. Wherever you are, you have the ability to be grateful for what you have at that time. It will save you time. Now, I wish I had more time with you, but it's time for you to go on. And what I hope for all of you is that you feel like you have enough time to live the life you deserve, a life that's beautiful. And I'll miss all of you. Thank you, seniors.